Hi everyone, welcome back to another astrology breakdown. If you are new to my channel, my name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot. I am a tarot reader, astrology enthusiast, and root worker. And this series breaks down the major astrological transits throughout the week and basically how you can use them in your personal lives and take advantage of this energy. This week's energy is very focused and committed to making things happen and pushing things forward, which I am personally super excited about. If last week had any of you feeling exhausted or unmotivated, this week is definitely going to help turn that around and get things going. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we're going to go ahead and start off on Monday, March 3rd with Mercury moving into Aries. Now this transit I am personally very excited about because Mercury in Pisces had me feeling very much like I needed to take a nap all the time. It was just very dreamy and slow and mellow and um, big abstract thinking and just not a whole lot of motivation for me personally. So Mercury in Aries is essentially the complete opposite of that. You know, Mercury in Pisces has its time and positive aspects to it when needed, but Mercury in Aries is perfect for those of us that have goals that we want to achieve. And so we need just a little bit more energy in our life. So, what does it feel like when Mercury is in Aries? It's very direct, bold, assertive. I'm looking at my notes here, confident. You're more prone to taking risks and being a little impulsive as well. Now, of course, with all that I just said about that, there are negative things to this. I personally feel like this can be used really positively if you just keep a few things in mind. The goal here is to be assertive, not aggressive. Okay. Like I said, there's a little bit more impulsivity with Mercury and Aries. So definitely watch what you say and what you do and how you react to people, places, and things. It's very easy to get caught up in an argument with somebody. In fact, I will say that most arguments and road rage is very prominent with Mercury and Aries. So, you know, just pick your battles. Like, not everything is worth getting into an argument or a fight over. And honestly, things tend to blow up a little bit more with Mercury and Aries. So, a small argument, or what could have been a very small argument a couple months ago, turns into this big blown out thing. And it's just, it can get really, really bad. Another thing I will say is be confident, but don't overpromise things to people. Okay. We have Mercury retrograde coming up this month, and what you say and do can come back to bite you in the butt later if you're not careful. So, over promising and under delivering, or you know, popping off on your boss or a loved one or someone that maybe has some sort of power or authority over you can really make things messy in the next couple of weeks. So I would just be really careful about how you react to things and people, and just kind of keep it balanced. Obviously, like, stick up for yourself, but don't go overboard. Okay, this is also a really good time to brainstorm new ideas and take calculated risks. When I say calculated risks, I mean that think it through. Don't just jump into something without doing your research, because we do still have a lot of planets in Pisces right now, so things aren't super clear, or people aren't being super upfront, whether it's on purpose or not, about information. So some information still may be not quite as clear or understandable. So always ask questions, always do your own research and fact check things. People are also going to be overpromising or making things seem, um, you know, better than what they are. Again, whether it's on purpose or not, just do your research, double check before you jump into anything. Mercury will be transiting through Aries roughly between March 19th and May 9th. Now, I did say we have a Mercury retrograde coming up that starts on March 14th, excuse me, March March 14th, and that will end on April 6th. We are currently in the shadow period if you are seeing this when I release it. So, like I said, pay attention to what you are saying and doing, because things will come back to bite you later, or you're going to have to go back and fix things. Okay. Mercury will regress briefly back into Pisces between March 30th and April 16th, but it's going to come right back halfway through April and be in Aries again all the way through end of April and beginning of May. And the signs that will be feeling this the most are Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn, basically all of the cardinal signs. So our next big transit is actually a sextile between Mercury and Aries and Pluto and Aquarius, and that is happening on Wednesday, March 5th. Now, this particular energy has a really good impact on our mental and communication skills. So this is a very sharp time for those of you who are going to be feeling this the most. So you're going to be able to strategize, be more persuasive in the way that you communicate or influence people and things. And you're also going to be a lot better at uncovering hidden information or basically seeing through people's BS, which is very useful when you're trying to figure out, like, is this person overpromising or are they giving me the full story on something? Okay, you're going to be able to see right through it. This is also a time where you will probably be thinking about deep personal transformations, like how you can improve yourself in a lot of ways, whether that is through education or brushing up on certain communication skills, negotiating skills, so on and so forth, public speaking, writing, whatever. This is also a time where I feel like we're going to be going through some really big social transformations. So on a larger scale, I live in the US and there's a lot happening right now. So I feel like there is going to be a big shift from what benefits the few versus what benefits the masses. Does that make sense? Aquarius is the sign of the collective and Aries represents the individual. So while we will be feeling transformations on a personal level, there's also going to be big shifts in our society as a whole, which can be in a way very positive, but it can also be very disruptive and it can be very jarring. We have two very bold um, energies, with Aries being a cardinal fire sign, and then we have a fixed air sign, which very much likes to be innovative and unexpected because it is ruled by the planet Uranus. So there could be some really unexpected and shocking things being talked about around this time, or different ideologies kind of popping up, or possibly a lot of protesting or boycotting is another creative way that I've been seeing things kind of shifting the tides in terms of who has power, because Pluto is the planet of power dynamics. That's going to be a huge player over the next 20 years in terms of changing our economic and social constructs. We'll put it that way. All right. So, how can you personally use this energy in your daily life? Well, this is a great time for dealing with any type of business matters, but especially negotiations. So if you're in sales, if you're in real estate, or anything related to having to negotiate terms, this is a great day to do that. And you'll probably have a lot more influence in the negotiations if you are one of the signs I'm going to be mentioning here in a little bit. This is also a really good time to have really important or challenging conversations and to hammer out details or resolve issues in general. Content creators is a really good time for you guys, especially if you have brand partnerships that you need to promote. This is a really good time where you may see kind of a spike in your influence, okay, in general, even if you don't promote anything per se, just promoting yourself, promoting your brand or what it is that you do is probably going to see a huge spike as well. As I said earlier, this is a really good time for deep reflection, thinking about how we can improve ourselves. Okay, this is also a really good time for researching and education or things related to learning. So if you're in school right now, or if you have a really big project coming up that you need to do research for, or just have a topic you've always wanted to learn more about, this is a great time to do it. Mentally, you're able kind of take in the information in a better way. And lastly, just listen to your intuition, okay? Being able to see through people's BS is kind of a superpower right now. So if it feels wrong, but you can't really understand why, or you don't have confirmation why, or like real proof of why you're feeling that way, still go with it. Usually, if it's too good to be true in this case, it is. We will be feeling this energy from March 1st until March 12th, and the signs or placements feeling this the most are going to be Aries, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Leo, and Sagittarius. Next transit is happening on Thursday, March 6th, and this is a trine between Mars in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces. I wrote down a bunch of just words that I felt resonated with this type of energy, so I'm going to go through them. Just bear with me as I look down at my notes every now and then, okay? So we have patience, resilience, productivity, strategic, committed. Really, the phrase I think that works the best in describing this energy is slow and steady wins the race. This is a combination of action from Mars, which is the planet of getting things done, and then Saturn, which is the planet of long term commitments, discipline, hard work, grinding, like just grinding, okay? No matter how long it takes, that is the commitment part. So you have Mars, which is inspiring you to take action, and Saturn, which is asking you to buckle down and basically commit to whatever goals you have set for yourself, okay? So this is a time where there's going to be really strong self-discipline, and also a lot of boundary setting with people. Cancer and Pisces, two water signs, they can be very kind and compassionate energies, but they can also be very firm energies. So I feel like there's kind of a very gentle setting of boundaries with people, places, and things to make sure that you are setting aside enough time to work on the goals that you have set for yourself, whether that is professionally or personally, and making sure people know that, like, hey, I need space to be able to complete things and I can't have you interrupting me, or I just don't have the time and energy to give to these other things that you may need help with. Or, there are other ways for you to go about this without taking up too much of my time and my energy so I can focus on me and what I need to do. So, how can you use this energy to your advantage? This is a great time to just work on more challenging or demanding tasks that require determination and patience. So, doing a lot of paperwork, getting your taxes done. Okay, that's really important, right? That's tax season here in the US for us. So, doing those things that usually would be more difficult or more taxing on your patience, your energy, your mental focus, things like that. Things that are going to take a long time. Maybe these are health and diet goals. It really depends on where Cancer and Pisces falls in your chart. For example, for me, this is hitting my first and ninth house. So this is hitting for me education. I'm currently in school. So buckling down on projects and things like that for school are going to be really important to me right now. And also focusing on my personal appearance, the first house. I have been working on health and diet things. So that's why I tend to bring it up a lot. So working on my physical appearance is also going to be very important to me, maybe making shifts or just really buckling down on, making sure I'm eating healthier and staying consistent with my workout routine. This is a time where you're also most likely to complete or start long-term goals. So if you have been working on something for a long time, maybe you haven't had the motivation to really get into the nitty gritty of it. This is the time where you're probably going to sit down and be like, I really need to get this done now. I have the motivation, I have the time, I have the patience. I'm going to get it done now. So some of you guys may be wrapping things up around this time, or you may be committing to a new goal and saying, I really want to pursue this. And I feel like this is the time where I can give my focus to it and I can really give my all to that. We will be feeling this energy from January 20th. So this is a long one, January 20th until May 1st. So when I say take this time to really focus on those goals, I mean it. Anytime between now and May 1st, you have a lot of time on your hands to get something done. So take advantage of this while you can. Who's feeling this the most? Cancer, Pisces, Capricorn, and Scorpio placements. All right. And our final major transit for the week is happening on Friday, March 7th, and that is a trine between the Sun in Pisces and Mars in Cancer. Have a couple more keywords here: intuitive, empathetic, compassionate. This is just one of those energies where you are, I feel like, in a really good space generally with yourself, with other people. There's increased creativity and confidence happening here for the signs that are going to be feeling this the most. And how can you navigate this? Just trust your intuition. There is a lot of intuitive energy here with the water signs, Pisces and Cancer. So you are intuitively following your inspirations, where you feel inspired to pursue things, whether that's with a creative project or a personal improvement project. Maybe you're, again, working on health and fitness, or maybe you are working on healing some old wounds, patterns, bad habits, things like that. And you are just feeling really confident in your ability to tackle those things in a positive new direction, essentially. So this would be a great time for focusing on self-care, helping others, obviously within reason. Don't ignore your own boundaries, especially for those of you that have just recently set new boundaries. But if you want to show up for people, help them, whatever, this is a good time to do so. And it's also a good time for having really healing conversations with others if there's been any issues that have come up recently for you guys. We will be feeling this transit between February 27th and March 17th, and the signs feeling this most are going to be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Well, that is it for the major transits this week. I hope you're as excited about these as I am personally. I am just so happy to see or feel like there's some forward movement happening in the universe again. Next week, we have the full moon in Virgo and Mercury retrograde kicking off. I promise you, it's not as scary as it sounds. This retrograde actually has a lot of positive things happening around it. And then there's a lot of positive things happening next week as well. So don't let the Mercury retrograde freak you out, okay? I just want to say a quick thank you if you took the time to watch this video and made it all the way to the end. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video and leave a comment if you are already feeling some of these energies. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. Until next time, stay safe, healthy, and blessed, and I will see you later. Bye.